we had a really good time. We came home and it was now, okay, well, we need to start thinking about the next record and so forth. We started working on Banana Man. Looking back, I feel like we tried to follow the formula of the first record. In other words, we're going to have the goofy songs, we're going to have the serious songs, and we're just going to keep the same.
This is our thing.
This is our thing. So that's what we're going to do. You know, that's what was in our minds. So, I remember I wrote Banana Man, Conrad wrote My Bike. So each of us contributed this, these things to the formula. And then we got to the end of it. We recorded it. Now, I do want to get specific about the recording of Banana Man. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or too long or maybe I can make it short. But
I have no recollection of this. I have another Banana Man recollection, which we'll get to when you're done with this.
Okay. So when we did Banana Man, we wanted to follow, again, the same formula of recording as well. Like Sumo came out, like Sumo was a good sounding record. It was a solid sounding record. We wanted the same thing.
Definitely.
So we wanted Drew, we wanted Kevin, and we wanted the same studio, and we wanted more time. We want 11 days instead of 7 days, something like that. So we went to Brandon with our demands, saying this is what we want, and Brandon goes, okay. So dates are scheduled. We show up and we start setting up and tracking, and we notice that Drew is being very somewhat quiet, not as involved, not as talkative, and we didn't know why. And I think after the first 2 days, it came out that he felt shortchanged. So in his mind, he was like, okay, I've been
more days for the same amount of money or something.
Probably. Yeah. And so I feel shortchanged. So his reaction and response to this was he indirectly took it out on us, meaning he showed up, he did what he's being paid to do, and he left. There was no heart in what he was doing whatsoever.
Bummer.
So that was a bummer, and there was nothing we could do about it. There was nothing we could, we would be working on a guitar sound, and he'd say, oh, that's good. That's good. Maybe, whereas he might have spent a little bit more time, so forth. So that was the first
chink in the armor.
Chink in the armor. And the second and third was Brandon heard the mix. I think he might have even come out to the studio. He heard the initial mix and he thought, I don't like the way this sounds. It doesn't sound like the first record, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he said, let's send you guys out to California and we'll have, now I don't remember the name. Maybe I do, Steve Kravac. Does that sound right? Okay.
Yep.
So he said, we'll send you out and have Steve Kravac mix it. And Steve, of course, is this, punk producer everybody loves, so forth. So he said, but here's the thing. I'm only flying two of you. So because Conrad and I were the main songwriters, we went. In hindsight, I wish I hadn't gone.
Because now, for better or worse, you guys are responsible.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that happened on 2 Years to Never, too, where I went and the rest of the guys didn't. And again, I wish it hadn't happened. But so Conrad and I fly out there. Steve Kravac's playing, remixing the record. And of course, his thing is that treble. So, and thinning it out. So he thinned the fuck out of it, turned the treble up. And in the studio, of course, on the monitor speakers, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds heavy, sounds distorted. I can hear the bass. By the time the record came out, though, and you pop it in the CD player, it sounded so thin, so washed out. No balls to it whatsoever.
Weird.
And at the time, I remember just ignoring it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. If somebody said like, oh, I really like your new record, it sounds good, I'd be like, oh, okay, good.
A win. One for the win.
One for the win team. But yeah, the sound quality of that record was really
sorry, man.
Was disappointing.
I failed you somehow.
No, you didn't fail me. You did not fail me. I blame one person.
That's funny. I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and listen to that now. Got it on the hard drive over there.
Yeah, even in the last 2 weeks, I've gone back and listened to some of the old stuff. I haven't listened to it in a long time, and I did not listen to any.
I remember Sumo Surprise sounding incredible. I do remember that. I remember it sounding great.
Yeah, it was the right combination of, people and technology and heart, soul.
Yeah. Well, one thing you'll learn if you talk to enough musicians is that getting that to happen more than once can be a trick. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, so
So sorry.
to be positive,
That didn't go great.
to be positive guy, to be positive. The artwork for the record was great.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, this is going to be a horrible segue because that brings me to my memory of Banana Man, and
You
that
hated
is
it?
no, not at all. Maybe you don't remember this now, but what happened when that record came out was that the president of Chiquita Banana went into a Tower Records or some store, Sam Goody or something,
Right.
and saw the CD, and then saw the oval because we on the artwork we kind of just did what I now know is a trademarked, copyrighted, very specific size, color thing of the Chiquita Banana logo, like the little blue oval that goes on the thing that we used as the logo. And he decided that was something for his legal team to get involved with.
I totally
Which is
forgot about
funny
this.
because copyright law is about confusion in the marketplace. So my argument was, who's going to the record store and seeing the CD and is going to buy bananas, but instead buys Ghoti Hook Banana Man thinking they're getting bananas? That's the
Right,
whole,
if anything-
the whole basis of the whole thing is to, stop someone from selling bananas and using that same emblem on their thing,
If anything, they should have paid us.
Yeah.
Because we were providing them with
Sure.
free marketing.
Yeah. You know how you have those asides where the lawyers give you advice that they say is off the record? Does that
Yeah.
sound familiar? I think what one of their many lawyers said to Brandon, to my recollection, is, we'll just sue you forever. You might as well just change it because,
It's not worth your time and
yeah,
money.
he's got it in his head that this is important to him. We know it's bullshit. We're sorry, but we will run you into the ground if you don't change it. So there you go. Good times.
Ghoti Hook causing
You had
trouble.
a chink in the armor, and then that was one of my first. What is happening right now? Seriously? Okay.
That was a
Gotta-
wounded record.
Got to get rid of the ones that we've got here and start over. I don't even know what we revised it to something. I don't remember. We just took that off. We put a different logo. We
As you
left
were
the
saying
guy in
that,
the
I was trying to
banana-
remember, and
I think we left the
don't
guy in the
remember.
banana suit, but then changed the logo
Yeah.
so the oval wasn't on there or something.
Well, what we had fun with, I don't remember how we came up with Banana Man or that song or, the idea of that, but the concept with having our friend Sean put on the banana suit and the photo shoot we did with him, we went down to Washington, D.C. on the mall, and we just had him walk around and interact with people, and the photographer was just there, taking pictures of him, and it was great. We tried to go into the Capitol, and, the security's looking at us. They're thinking like, man, this day's already long. I could deal with this shit. So, we're trying to go into the mall because technically we can, into the Capitol because we're not doing anything illegal. So I think they did let us in. And then we went back on the mall, and that was when we got the best shot, which is on the back of the record, where there's all these little kids in school uniforms chasing after Sean.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
What you don't get to see, you would get to see it now because there's, with the phones and the videos and the things and he turned around at one point and this kid just knocked him in his balls.
It's a tough day for a guy in a banana suit.
It is
on
a
the
tough
mall.
day for a guy in a banana suit. So he fell over, and we just waited for him to get up so we could, come on, Sean, come on. Time is money here. We're paying this photographer. Gotta go. But he did an amazing job. And then Sean actually went with us on the Supertones tour that we opened up for, and would come out.
Sean Matthews,
yeah. So he would come out and introduce us every night in the banana suit.
That's great.
So anyway, so we did Banana Man, came out, and then we promoted that record on the Supertones tour. Us, Dave Zaker, and
yes,
Supertones.
That sounds familiar.
Yes, I've heard it talked about on these other podcasts.
Something about asking people where their horn section was. That seems to call it something like that.
Oh man,
I can't imagine that being as rough a tour for you guys as it was for them because they're serious and
it was easy for us.